Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're putting a massive magnifying glass on a super fascinating, high-pressure moment. We're going to do a slow-motion micro-analysis of just a single, highly charged, 30-second political clash involving Chancellor Rachel Reeves. I mean, have you ever wondered exactly how a speech gets totally derailed in the absolute blink of an eye? And maybe more importantly, how a speaker gets controlled back just as fast? Well, by breaking down the literal mechanics of this tiny window of time, we can actually uncover a ton about modern political communication.
Okay, let's dive into this right where the action kicks off. Just listen to the exact phrasing the heckler uses to start this whole confrontation. You're gonna get arrested, you're ruining the country. Wow, right? It's sudden, it's incredibly aggressive, and it's literally designed to instantly shatter the normal flow of the room. Now, without taking any political sides here whatsoever, what we're looking at is the raw, unfiltered deployment of shock value. The interrupter's immediate goal, to completely commandeer the room's attention, shifting the focus instantly from the podium right back to the audience.
Section 1. Anatomy of an interruption. The anatomy of a clash.
Let's move to and see how this builds, really breaking down the raw mechanics of how this speech actually gets derailed. The heckler's tactic basically unfolds in three really distinct steps. First up, we have the threat, gonna get arrested. Then, bam, immediately that shifts to step 2, the accusation, ruining the country. But then, and this is the wild part, listen to step 3. The script completely fractures into this chaotic repetition. The heckler just starts firing off the phrase, "I love our country," repeating it over and over again in this frantic loop. This rapid-fire repetition, well, it isn't just noise. It's a calculated structural attempt to block any response and entirely dominate the acoustic space.
Section 2. The good manners defense, a rhetorical pivot.
And this brilliantly illustrates the total clash of strategies at play here. On one side, you've got the heckler's chaos, which is anchored entirely on that repeated, super impassioned claim of loving the country. But on the flip side, you have the politician's countermove, and that relies entirely on decorum. Notice how Reeves takes the heckler's core premise, that intense love for the country, and instantly pivots it. She responds by saying that one of the things about our country is good manners. It is honestly a masterclass in verbal judo, effectively taking the heckler's own nationalist framing and flipping it completely upside down.
So the crucial point is exactly how she lands this pivot, by defining the outburst as not very British. This is a highly effective rhetorical maneuver. You see, instead of engaging with the actual substance of the heckler's accusation, that whole "you're ruining the country" bit, she completely reframes the disruption as a failure of cultural etiquette. By isolating and deploying this deeply culturally coded concept of what it means to be well-mannered, she successfully neutralizes the heckler's attack without ever actually validating their original grievance. Pretty clever, right?
Section 3. Playing to the cameras. Self-aware politics. Now, what's really interesting about this is the exact unfiltered quote we get right after. Put that on the telly right. The interaction is totally over, the pivot has been executed perfectly, and boom, we get this immediate behind-the-curtain acknowledgement. It just perfectly demonstrates how modern political actors, regardless of what side of the aisle they're on, are always hyper-aware of the broadcast nature of these fleeting little moments. They aren't just managing the room in front of them, They are actively producing the polished soundbite for the evening news right there in real time.
Which really leaves us with this final, kind of provocative question to think about. How does this constant, 24/7 awareness of the cameras fundamentally change the way public confrontations are handled? Think about it. When literally every single disruption is a potential viral clip, does it actually encourage genuine debate, or does it just turn our political spaces into these theatrical stages, where both the heckler and the politician are just, playing their assigned roles for the broadcast? It's something absolutely crucial to keep in mind as we consume modern media today. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this structured microanalysis gave you a fresh, objective lens to view all that everyday political theater going on around us. Keep questioning what you see, and keep learning.